good about it. So I just wanted to kind of like do a video from the car. So I'm en route back home, and I did some substitute teaching this week, and just wanted to kind of like do something a little bit different in the vlog this week, with kind of like how my week went. So yeah, so I substituted this week in English language arts within a 7th grade and 8th grade class. Everything went really well, prepping the students for their upcoming STAR exams, which I felt really good to be a part of that, because they take them next week. So you got to be ready, and so giving them all the practice that they need, strategies, how they can, you know, get rid of the test-taking butterflies that they may have, and also giving them some tips also helped me out in getting rid of my test-taking butterflies for today. They didn't know it, but you know, like, yeah, everybody has to take a test at one point in time, and so yeah, so that went really well. And let's see, Wednesday, well, Wednesday was kind of like a tricky process, and one of the main things about being a substitute teacher is that you have to be flexible. And what I mean by flexible is that you may accept a job assignment to teach one class for one teacher, but when you get there, they may change that assignment to cover another teacher. And that's what happened to me. This has happened to me before, but and ironically enough, it was for the same class, which I felt uncomfortable. And what I mean by that is, so my original assignment was to cover for the new arrival center students, which are students that come here to the U.S. from a different state, or from a different country, I'm sorry. And so I felt like, okay, this is going to be a good example, you know, a good experience for me to get some exposure dealing with students of this type. And you know, I had already spoken with the teacher like the previous day. She had actually asked me if I would cover for her, and you know, I didn't really have any intentions on covering or working that day, but I, you know, changed my mind because she asked me. And so I said, well, since she asked it, you know, it has to be important, and I understand what it's like to be put in that position, to have to get someone in a hurry. And you know, but long story short, I covered it. And however, that morning, like right at the beginning of first period, they changed me to a special education class. And I had been in that classroom before, and I had actually spoken about how I did not feel comfortable. I still do not feel comfortable working in that type of setting. Now, it's nothing against the kiddos. They are sweet. However, there's one student in particular that has behavior issues, and it creates a problem for the other students in the class. And the behavior issues, this is where I don't feel that I'm experienced enough as a teacher to deal with those types of things. I would prefer not to, because I feel like it's a liability for myself and the student. And so anyway, they asked And so I said that I would, as long as someone was going to be in there, an aide or someone was going to be in there like all day. And so, in the case there was an aide in there, but still another incident happened, and that's a wrap on that for me. So if any of you of my teacher friends, substitute teacher friends, have any tips that I could use if I'm ever put in this position again, because the student is autistic, and I just want to know what are some strategies that I can use as a substitute teacher to work with students who are autistic, or they're pretty much autists. All of them are autistic. And so I just, I don't know. I don't have any experience in that. I mean, prior to getting an education, I worked in mental health, but I worked in the billing department. So that's a whole, looking at their charts and understanding what services they were given is a totally different ballpark than, say, someone who is equipped in understanding how to work with students with those types of, behaviors and treatment plans. I don't have any experience in that. So, like I said, if you have any, advice for me, I would gladly appreciate, I would welcome tips, because, I don't want to be looked upon as the person that is not flexible enough. This substitute is not flexible enough. However, I am pretty flexible, but I just don't want there to be any complications or a liability for myself or the students. And, I believe firmly in everybody going home the way that they came, untouched, unharmed, and as far as the students receiving their educational needs for that day, that's what they come to school for, is to get their educational needs met. And I want to make sure that I'm able to do that to the best of my ability. But if I am having to deal with something that is outside of my control, I don't know. I don't know how many people will be willing to do that. So I know, like, one of my teacher friends, Shantae, at Keeping Up with Shantae, she works with special education. So maybe, Shantae, holla at your girl and let me know, some tips or something, because I don't go to work to get hurt. So, upcoming vlog is going to be about getting ready for teacher job interviews and job fairs, things that you can expect, and things that and these will be through my experiences with that. So stay tuned for that. I'll have more alphabets of inspiration coming to you, and hopefully you guys have a happy Friday, and I'll talk to you next time. Thanks for being here.